This podcast is brought to you by Primary Arms. Primary Arms seeks to provide the best shopping experience for everything firearms. With over 13,000 products from over 400 top brands, Primary Arms carries a complete selection of rifles, handguns, firearms parts, shooting gear, apparel, and more. Every order comes with a commitment to superior service, backed by fast shipping and an expert support team. Primary Arms, serving freedom since 2008. Find out more at frn.deals/PA. Welcome to the AR-15 podcast. This show is for you if you just bought your first rifle or if you've been building them for years. There is something we can all do to take our black rifles to the next level. My name is Nick Dooley, and I am joined as always by my co-host, Garth Over.
Question: does your screen go black when the intro comes in? Do you hear the music and anything?
Oh yeah.
Mine doesn't. It just goes bye-bye.
Yeah, it probably has to do with the audio setup I have.
That could be. I mean,
well, and Garth is roboting, so hopefully he comes out of this relatively quick. But I have faith.
So I just don't.
See, it's even better when he doesn't realize he roboted. There, we're moving.
I know I did. I gotta move. My gun room block, just cement walls. I'll move.
Yes.
I just really like that room.
It isn't. It is a fine room. With many.
It's a fine room.
It smells of rich mahogany with many leather-bound books.
Sure, we'll go with that. There we go. Now I think we'll be okay the rest of the night.
Yes. It definitely smells of rich mahogany with many leather-bound books.
I don't know if there's a book in that room.
I'm sure there is.
Oh, gun book, I suppose. Manuel, as you will.
Yes. So, where were we before that? We were visiting a little bit before, but now we are here and on air. So,
yeah, we are here. We are here nor there. We're talking about my brother's craphead dog who's prancing around my table right now, and that's why I was in the gun room, because smaller space means I can watch him if he's going to take a dump. Here, he's very sneaky. He's definitely going to poop during this broadcast.
I shouldn't laugh, but I will.
It's going to happen. I know it is. So.
Yeah, so what have you been up to the last week, Garth?
Oh, man, what haven't I been doing? Well, I took your enhanced pistol class, so that was fun, enjoyable. We breezed through it.
Yeah, it's everyone there for that was there for renewals, and that made it a little bit easier when you've already covered the basics with everyone before. So it was a super fun class to teach, and thoroughly enjoy it. But I really kind of enjoy it every time I teach it.
You seem like you enjoy it every time you teach it.
I have this thing about training. I don't know if anyone has heard this, but I really love training. I
have gotten into the idea of training, and it's quite fun. I hope that the end of February we can make that happen.
Yes, for the next batch.
Yep.
So anything else? Have you done much gun related as we wait up to do something else very gun related next week?
I mean, not super gun related other than in the class stuff. And then, next week, man, we're a week from yesterday. We're going to fly to, the show of shows, SHOT Show.
Yes, it will be a good time.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going. And actually, I don't know if I'm more excited for the show itself or just the networking that we're going to be able to do with other podcasters and media types
and listeners.
And listeners, yes. Always the listeners.
Yes, it will be a great time. So if you are going to be at SHOT Show, don't be afraid to reach out to us. And we'll definitely get up or get together and probably have a drink or something like that at some point with you.
I would think that would be in order. Yeah.
Yes, yes, quite indeed, and such.
And all the things. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have had I've had a busy week, but
Yeah.
I think I always have a busy week.
Wow. What did you do? Anything like super fun? Did you have any gun builds, or you were talking a little bit earlier about finishing a rifle?
Yep, I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
I did I got more parts in for my mill and lathe, so I was able to finish machining on one build, and so that's a nice feeling to have when you can actually use the tools that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So we were slinging chips and moving metal around and making things fit in places they might not have been designed for. But
Did you get that one sent back in that you?
actually, went a different route and fixed it.
Oh, you got it fixed, then, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
That's definitely an I there was some off-label use stuff happening, so we'll cover that at another time, but I
That's fair.
that is a that's very much so I went, "You know what? I just wanna see if my theory works."
And it did.
It appears to be so far, so
Nice.
we'll come back to that.
Fair enough.
But it appears to have worked.
Well, there you go.
So it got that going for me.
Oh, all right.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that would be fire call time and our pager test for him. And, as we wait for Garth to get done with that, I also did have one other thing that I did. I kinda got to work on a handful of other small projects over the course of the weekend. Even though we were teaching a class and stuff like that, I still, had time to do some of the smaller things. Like, I got my MPVO project rifle set up. So,
Solid.
yeah, it is, that one now has a 4 to 20 power optic on it and a ring-mounted red dot. That's at a 45.
Nice.
And I really need to get that out to the range and zeroed and dialed in and all of that. I just haven't yet.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I've got about 3 rifles that I really need to get to the range and sight in. Actually, I was looking at our logo and the AR we have on there. I built one that's pretty dang similar to it as we speak, minus the fact that that's an SBR, and mine is not. Mine is a pistol, but definitely excited to get that one sighted in because it's got that Yankee Hill on there, and I'm super excited to shoot that.
Yes, I love my Yankee Hill, and it is honestly one of the best cans I have. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I have several Yankee Hill cans now, and I do really like my Yankee Hill cans.
Yeah, I'm just the quick adapter on it is fantastic. So might have to get a couple of those just so I can do the swapping between rifles.
Yep, and well, I have a couple because the one we were talking about earlier when I said like I put something on a rifle and it's something super innocuous, like it's not a big part. It's
Hmm.
not like, oh man, I got that muzzle brake I was waiting for, or an optic, or anything like that. It's a rifle I've had for a while, and
Hmm.
it's kind of my go-to. So it's a 16-inch, rifle with a Roscoe barrel. And I love that barrel. It's on an arrow receiver kit and or arrow upper, arrow lower with an arrow Knox handguard, and then just a mission first tactical minimalist stock.
I really like that stock on there.
And it's topped by a Swamp Fox 1 to 10
Hmm.
because it wouldn't be an episode without us mentioning Swamp Fox.
Still really need to get sponsored by those guys.
Yeah, I know. Like, we have a great sponsor who sells awesome optics. We never talk about them. I feel kind of bad some days, but it's like, man, like they make good stuff. I've never said that primary arms optics were bad. I just always kind of gravitate towards these ones. And
Yeah.
so in having that, I've got it. And the part that I switched on it when I was finally like, this rifle is complete now,
Mm-hmm.
was the tape switch. So in my hand, if anybody is watching live, you'll see that I have a Surefire tape switch. And the Surefire tape switch that I had on it is it? I don't remember the coding. It's going to be like an SR7 or an ST7. I'm not sure which one is which, but it's the momentary only. And I found a guy on TaxSwap who was selling the upgraded switch that I prefer at a really good price, and I went, you know what? I'd rather send this guy some money than have anyone else, or like send it to some random on eBay.
Yeah.
So I and hey Jim, how we doing? I ordered it and did the swap. So I have the momentary and the constant on off for my Surefire on this rifle, and I went, man, this rifle's done. Like I legitimately have nothing else I want to do to it.
I have said that so many times about my rifles, and like 3 months later, I'll do a optic swap, or I'll change a grip, or something stupid. So I've never actually been able to say that. So that's got to be a first. Does it feel good or weird? Or
It was just a really odd feeling. I've felt it before because I have rifles like that I will never change anything on
mm-hmm.
because it just works.
Yeah.
Like the only way this rifle would change, this is the only conceivable way, is if I have to do something, like to add crazy night vision lasers and stuff to it.
Fair enough. That I can see that.
So if I had night vision and stuff, like if I add IR lasers to it, well, none of my friends are going to be shocked, but
Or I mean, like a grenade launcher on the bottom or something like that.
I'm not a huge fan of them. Like the underbarrel grenade launchers are not nearly as useful as one would think.
Well, no, definitely not. But like, since it's not a civilian thing anyway, could you like put me like a can launcher under there?
Well, actually, uh, I was just turning into that guy. You can have a true M203.
Oh, really?
Yes. Actually, LMT was selling them for a while, and there were a couple other places that were selling them, and you just had to pay that $200 tax stamp, and you could strap it to the bottom of your rifle.
And then shoot dummy rounds or rubber rounds or what?
Chalk rounds and all of those things. I mean, theoretically, there are probably places you could go to on the internet to find out how to reload them to do things that, are more than just chalk rounds.
Well, I mean, I do have one of those dummy rounds I found at the police range a while back, and I kept it just to remind myself that's a big bullet.
Yeah, a 40 millimeter is a 40 mic is nothing to sneeze at.
No.
I will neither confirm nor deny anything about like accusations of the less lethal like Nerf variety
Oh yeah.
and flak jackets in the invasion of Iraq.
I mean, I wouldn't want to take one of those things to the chest. That would suck.
It was not enjoyable from what I heard.
Fair enough. So, what are we going to talk about tonight, Julie?
Well, we had a couple things in mind, but really, since we're going to Shot Show, Tyler had talked about, even though Tyler couldn't, found out at the last minute he could not join us tonight, that we could talk about some of the things we're excited for at Shot Show.
Yeah. You start. I got to grab my phone. I left it in the other room. Let's
Oh
go.
boy! See, there are many things that I'm actually very excited for at Shot Show this year, and I'm sure as we go through the list that Garth will have as well. Not all of them are exactly AR related. Now, many of them are, and there's a handful of things that we're just going to have to go look at because, well, it's an opportunity to look at the latest and greatest. And even though we all love our ARs so very, very much, there's still other guns that I'm interested in, and other things that I would like to take a look at, and we'll have the opportunity to while we are there. So I really think that one of the one of the big things that I want to check out is well, I know our great sponsor Predator Armor. It sells plate carriers and all of the like.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to check out the Agilite systems. Like our friend Craig has one of the Agilite K19s now,
Yep.
and he showed it to me, and then I've been looking at some other stuff, and they are a very, very interesting looking carrier that is a little bit heavier than some of the other ones. It is more of like a true, like it is not a minimalist carrier or not as minimalist. So I'm interested to check their stuff out. They have a 3 meg shingle or placard that I really, really want to look at.
Yeah. There's a few things I'm interested in. One of most, actually, is POF's Tombstone. I want to hold it. I want to do it right now. Like, oh my God.
I knew that was gonna be yours. One of the things you said, so I didn't, like, snake it out from underneath of you. That
Well, thanks. I appreciate that because, I mean, who doesn't want a 9mm lever action? I mean, I can think of a lot of guys actually probably don't want one because it has no practical use whatsoever other than just being a badass gun.
yeah, I mean, well, I'm excited for some other things, like, I know we have time scheduled with some people while we're there. So, like, we're gonna check out, the newest stuff from our friends over at ATN,
Yep.
and get to see them. One of the other things that I really wanna go look at is I wanna look at that Psionics Opsin. And for anyone who doesn't know what the Psionics Opsin is, Psionics made a big splash over the last couple of years, and they call it full color night vision,
Mm-hmm.
but they were a camera, and there were a lot of people who would use these cameras, and they would purchase or buy or 3D print a adapter plate or something like that, be the way to put it, where they would mount it to their helmet and then wear it as though it was night vision.
Okay.
And it was digital night vision, and you could get it for about $600.
Well, that's not a bad price point.
It isn't, and as a camera, they're awesome. As like trying to use as like walking through the woods night vision, like, and comparing it to a PVS 14,
Yeah.
it's not the same. And it's
It's kind of like using your phone camera to drive in the snow. It works, but it's not the greatest idea.
yeah, it's one of those where it's like, just as good. E Everyone was really hoping it was gonna be this cheap, you know, low cost entry into night vision so that you could play all the games at night too, but it just wasn't quite there. And now they have what they're calling a DoD approved sensor, and it's a whole like the whole system is a monocular, and then it's got a battery pack that goes on the helmet. Like everything goes in, and you can still record. It does GPS data like in a HUD,
Oh,
and the the biggest thing is there's still the price for it. You're within like $100 of buying an actual PVS 14 instead of a digital night vision device.
hmm.
Now, in 10 years, is going to own the night vision game 100%. And this
Yeah,
is the baby steps to get there. But I really want to play with that Psionics Opsin. I think that product might have some legs to move with, and it'll be really interesting to see what that has and what it can do.
nice. Yeah. What else? Oh, well, I do want to stop by the Glock booth because, if we are the AR-15 podcast, and they did come out with well, I don't know if it's gonna be a shot. That's the other thing though. But that Glock AR-15, I'd like to check that out.
Yep.
Just to dabble and see.
Yeah,
Hold it.
I will almost guarantee that will not be there.
I kind of assume it probably won't be. So I'm just gonna bother the reps and hassle them until they tell me to get out of their booth.
I mean, I'm
But
okay with this.
it'll be fun.
Yep. No, there is one crazy gun that I want to look at though.
Yeah, dude, you showed this the other day, and I'm still kind of blown away by it.
It's I'm not sure if it's crazy good or crazy bad. Like
It's
it's that
crazy.
it's that meme. Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit. And I'm not sure where this is gonna fall in that statement, but I am not a huge wheel gun kind of guy. Like,
You have like three of them, maybe more,
yeah, 3 I think might be the number. Like I had to think. 3, maybe 4.
possibly.
Yeah. But
But yeah,
like I know how to shoot them.
mm,
I am proficient with one. I have trained with one. I'm just not like the
you've split your
revolver
thumb
guy.
open with one, so
I have split my thumb open with one, yes. Chiapa Rhino.
yeah.
But the Zenk revolver, I can't talk about it without pulling it up. So I'm going to, for anybody listening, I'm going to try and talk about what this is as we just show it.
It is ugly, but it's intriguing as heck.
Well, you say ugly, and I say I don't know what it is. Like it is Zenk. So ZENK. So Zulu Echo November Kilo is the name of it. And I'm gonna pull it up on screen just for oh, and
For,
Jim, of course, wheel guns are real guns. Yeah. I'm going to share this just so that everyone can look at it. This is what I'm talking about, and the only way to describe this is they have like an almost 1911 grip angle,
yep.
and then what appears to be a safety right, you know, directly in front of the cylinder, and the cylinder is located like over the web of your hand because it's almost a bullpup revolver.
I mean, it does break open.
Yeah. So when you look at this, how it works is it has the barrel and it fires off the top cylinder and it hinges forward on the barrel shroud.
Yeah,
And I'm
it.
not sure, like, if the cylinders will pop out and you just carry a whole 'nother cylinder like a magazine,
Oh, that'd be cool.
like, that'd be rad because 'cause that'd be, like, super awesome for reloads and stuff.
Yeah.
But it is it is out there for designs because it is a bullpup revolver that has a completely enclosed cylinder. All the chambers are completely enclosed, like, in theory, if they offered a threaded barrel version of this, you could suppress it.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, I have to play with it because the mechanical part of my brain says I need to. And yeah, it is a 357
I mean,
revolver.
if what you're saying about it is true, I mean, and you could, and we're not saying it is, pop the cylinder out. How awesome would that be for competition shooting?
Well, it'd be like super expensive moon clips.
Oh, 100%. I'm not saying, but it would be cool. Just to
I
look
also
for.
would have to like understand the manual of arms better, but it is new and innovative.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to go look for the extremely odd and weird this year. A shot I've never been, but I think that's my goals. I just want to find the strangest guns I can, just to know what's out there. Because you know, you look at the AR platform, minor tweaks here and there, but the gun is pretty consistent about the build design and the quality.
Well, if you want to know where the strangest booth or guns are there, I'll take you to the Keltec booth.
Well, that's just, yeah.
Uh, but no, there is I also like in not weird guns. I'm told that my favorite pistol caliber carbine right now, my Mont Go 9.
It's a hot thing, dude. It's yeah, and they're coming out with Gen 2.
Yeah, and the Gen 2, they will have it. Yeah. Yes, that's right, Jim. There's no cylinder gap. It's a completely enclosed cylinder. It's weird, and I have to look at it in order to understand it more. But because it's like the blast would cut your hand. It would. But no, I have to check out that second gen Montgo 9.
I was listening to the We Like Shooting guys today, and I'm almost convinced that I need to buy one. I mean, I really enjoy my Rigger Charger. It's a sweet little setup. You've shot it. I think it's a solid little gun. But then they start talking about the Gen 2, of which you already have the Gen 1, and how awesome that gun is, especially with the Franklin Armory trigger in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Rocking
that
the binary in that's a blast.
oh, you can chew ammo real quick.
Yes. I've never found anyone who shot that gun and hasn't just like giggled.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't know how many triggers you sold because of it.
Hey man, dealer demos are a thing.
Yes.
Uh, nope. So excited to do that. I do also like just as far as accessories go, I I want to check out Streamlight's new light, but when I read the specs on it,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd buy it.
Okay.
So Streamlight, I'm a huge fan of Streamlight. I say this as a guy who primarily I have a bunch of Surefire stuff, but
Yeah,
I tell everyone to buy or to buy Streamlight.
that's exactly what you told me to do.
And I really like my Streamlight lights. And my probably my favorite rifle light of all time is the ProTac HLX.
Mm-hmm.
And for what it comes with from the factory, like this is a suite of services or devices or whatever you want to say that is absolutely amazing. So it uses, runs on two CR123s, and it comes from the factory with both the clicker tails cap switch for the back and a tape switch with
Okay.
both momentary and constant. Like it just comes out of the box that way. It's 1,000 lumen light and has 27,600 candela. So if anybody wasn't aware, when you get into lights, lumens is how bright it is. Candelas is how far it throws. So like it can have a billion lumens, but only 4 candela, and it's just going to be like a floodlight 4 foot in front of you.
Yeah.
But so you can pick up like retail on that ProTac HLX. It's about $100.
It's not bad.
For $178, you can get the ProTac 2.0. And it is a downgrade in my eyes.
Hmm.
You can
It's
no
really-
longer use common batteries.
Oh.
You now have to use Streamlight's proprietary USB chargeable battery.
Ooh.
It is 2,000 lumens, but only 17,700 candela. So you drop a lot of candela, but you go up in lumens. And then it still comes with a tape switch,
Mm-hmm.
but it's only momentary instead of a constant. Like you don't have the option.
Yeah.
So it's just not the full, like feature suite that it has for the one. And I don't understand. Like it's about the same size. I see this as a swing and a miss.
Well, yeah. I don't know. That'll be interesting to go look at. There's so many things I don't really take into account for that SHOT Show is going to have, like a crap ton of accessories and stuff. It's just not guns out there. I mean, it's every manufacturer in the gun world, as far as belts, lights, plate carriers, everything like that. So that's what I'm going to be overwhelmed with, because I have like the 6 main, Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, Black Rain Ordnance, the guns that I own that I want to hit. But beyond those, I'm just going to be a little kid in the candy store going, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but I got to hold it. I got to have it. I got to touch it, So I'm going to be overwhelmed. I know this for a fact.
See, like I want to look at the new Magpul DACA rifle case.
See, like I don't think of things like this. Like, and that's where I really need to be at, is more about stop buying guns and more accessorizing.
Did like this was one I didn't know about until earlier today. So Magpul a couple of years ago came out with their DACA.
Mm-hmm.
They're like little zipper pouches that everybody
Okay.
kind of went, oh, what are those? Whatever. It's weird. Like Magpul's making a pouch now. Okay, whatever. And they were handy for some stuff and things like that. But now they're doing a full on like hard rifle case to compete with like Pelican.
Oh, really?
Actually, they have a system that's from what I saw in the video.
Mm-hmm.
Their foam system is amazing.
What are the price points on those versus like a Pelican?
I don't know. I have to. Oh, they're expensive. These are not cheap.
Oh yeah, they are. Proud of them.
Well, I'm not going to say that they're like overly proud or underly, but I mean, you're looking at $370 for the biggest one.
Okay.
So, I mean, it is very much so comparable to here, let me share the screen and I will do my best to describe what these look like to our audio listeners. So, to start with, it's just a black box. Um, Looks much like every other rifle case on the planet, only has Magpul embossed on the lid. And then has, extra locking lugs. Looks like there's 4 different locking points on the front. Built-in wheels. But what really kinda shines,
Ooh. Okay.
so they have like a h it's not the pick and pluck foam, but it is like looks to be a little bit harder, but still foam, like, to stop everything from bouncing around. But it's a whole mat of what appears to be, like, without breaking everything out, it looks like they're about an inch and a half, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
little, like, square plugs.
Yeah.
And you just plug these in to kinda go around and hold everything in place, and it holds all your stuff securely in place inside the case.
Yeah. We're definitely gonna have to go check these out. I mean, I actually don't mind the design of the case itself. It's a lot more sleek than the Pelican, I think.
Yeah, and again, like, when you flip through the pictures for the different ones, they are very much so just the same type of pictures, but, yes, you know, water and weather-resistant gaskets, and the grid organizer blocks and panels appear to be very, very interesting.
Yeah. These are. I'll check that out. It's
Yep.
very cool. So. Yeah. Okay. So what else is there at Shot Show, Julie? Because besides the gun show itself, I mean, maybe if there's a couple listeners out there, hear this before we take off. What else does Vegas have to offer as far as I haven't been to Vegas in 12 years, so I don't know what's changed, what hasn't. Are there any listener recommended places for eats out there? Because I've been compiling a list right now and it's overwhelming. So,
It seems to be the name of the game for you is overwhelming.
oh, it's all going to be overwhelming.
Yes, and, Jake, I agree, I also wanna know how durable they are. So,
Oh, we
I
can definitely do a test in the booth.
oh, no, trust me, if anyone's gonna break anything, it'll be one of us.
100%.
And, but I really wanna take a look at this and kinda see what that is because it definitely looks like it's more of a closed cell foam. Like, it's gonna be a little bit, harder of a material than what we normally see in a case. Like,
Well, I wonder if it's almost not like a soft rubber.
yeah, it's something. It'll have to like, I have questions, and I hope they have answers. Other things that I like, I kinda wanna like, I don't think Brownells will be there this year.
They're not. They're out.
Yep, they're gonna be focusing on GunCon, and, so I will not get to do, like, a hand-in-hand, like, close together, same day, touchy-feely
Mm.
with a BRN 180 and a PSA Jackal.
Yeah, I was
But
bummed to hear that Brownells is going to be there. Sig is not coming. Henry doesn't go to these events. Like I love some Henry rifles, but so
yep, but, like, I need to get me some time with that, PSA Jackal as well.
yeah, I definitely have to swing over to PSA's booth and look at. Actually, they have that 5.7 they came out with
Yep,
recently.
they're 5.7 rock.
Yeah, I want to check that out. I'm all of a sudden I'm getting a little interest in the 5.7, and I don't know where to start, but it looks like a good idea.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with speedy pills that are moving fast. And so like that'll be one that definitely have to check out. I actually kind of want to check out Rock Island Armory as well. They have a new pistol.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it is an ultra low bore axis, 9 millimeter handgun, and it looks pretty awesome for a competition gun.
Hmm.
Like the part of the slide that moves is only about a half inch tall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like minuscule for what it is.
Huh. All right. Add that to the list as well then, because yeah.
And then wander around looking for the next thing for ARs.
Always gonna be doing that.
Or where the future will hold, or look for companies that are now vaporware. Like there's companies that I was super excited to like, oh man, I can't wait till this comes out so I can buy one. And they do not exist like anywhere.
Yeah, we ran into that already this year alone before we got the shot, so that's a bummer. But
Yep. But you know what does exist?
what's that?
VZ grips. The unique
Nice.
features of VZ grips at the AR grips are machined from a solid block of G10. And G10 is great because it's durable and doesn't get slippery when covered in mud, blood, or sweat. The 17-degree grip angle and wide variety of textures from mild to extreme with color options available. Shorty as well. More than 25 textures and 27 colors are available on their 1911 grips. These grips have extreme customizability with standard and slim palm swells, thumb notches, safety cuts, bottom profiles, and more. This coupon code is good for all or 15% off all handgun and rifle grips, and that code is AR-15 pod.
Nice. Love it.
Yep. No, there's so much more to shot than just the gun aspect of it. But there's also like obviously the gun aspect of it. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's kind of. I'm excited for everything. I don't know which. I think that's what we have to do. We have to compile a list of things that just impress us the most and decide was it worth the guns this year or the accessories.
yep, and I think we might try and do like a little snippet every day live for the listeners and viewers out there. It might not be a full on hour long show. It might just be like a 15-minute. We get back to the house, grab a beer, talk about what we thought the coolest thing of the day was, and then beat feet for parts unknown.
Yeah.
But we'll see how all of those things go if we actually get into that or not. But no, we'll definitely be looking at that. And no, I really want to check out some of these. Like I know how much Tyler loves piston guns,
hmm
and I'm interested to see some of these newer AR variants that are piston guns.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool to check out what competition is out there because I know that things are happening in Tyler's world, and so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he's got to go up against.
Yep, there will be a lot of very neat and interesting things to look at, and I'm sure we will be talking about it for a long time to come.
Oh, I guarantee we're gonna have at least 6 months of interviews coming up in the next year. So
Well, Jim, we will try and do updates as we can from SHOT Show as we go. And I think tonight we might leave it as a little bit of a shorter episode. But you know what else? TACPAC or TACPAC will probably be there because they're just looking for more gear to send out. Because TACPAC is awesome and it's a monthly gear drop straight to your door. Each month they send a new box with tons of gear. So whether you're into survival gear, knives, gun cleaning, or gun parts, TACPAC always has gear for you. All codes will get new subscribers at least an additional $70 in free gear that will ship separately from your first monthly TACPAC. This code is only valid for new box subscriptions, and that code is AR-15 podcast.
Do you know if Jake and the boys are going to be there from Patriot Patch?
I don't know if Jake will be there.
Well, it's a bummer because if he's not, I guess everyone's just going to go to Patriot Patch. Oh, geez, Patriot Patch, patriotpatch.co. Oh, my gosh, I lost my
Patriot
voice.
Patch?
Yeah, what the heck was that?
I don't know. As you can see, I have my sweet A-Team Corvette patch on the microphone now.
When did you get that one?
I pulled it off my patch wall.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, like, dang. I did get my mail today, and I saw I had a Patch of the Month club. I haven't opened it yet, so.
Yes, no, I pulled this one off of my patch of the month because it is no longer Christmas time, so hard-boiled Santa does not need to be on my microphone anymore.
Yeah, so again, go check our buddies out at Patriot Patch, patriotpatch.co. They have awesome stuff over there. Patch of the Month Club, 10 signs, awesome mouse pads or cleaning pads. They have it all over there, so go check those guys out.
Yes, indeedy. No, we will we'll be doing that. We'll be trying to get you guys some updates while we're at the show and getting more content lined up so it's not just three idiots talking to the ether that you guys are forced to listen to. And as we go through with that, I know there's a couple things that I can't talk about yet because we have to get those meetings lined up. After SHOT Show, we're going to have a pretty cool guest on, though.
Yes.
And that'll be good for anybody who... I'm not sure Franklin Armory will have anything new or not, Jim. They generally always do have something new, and they are always innovative. But I'm not sure what they'll have. In 2 weeks, our show we'll have one on. We'll be talking a little bit. It's going to be a little bit outside the fray of our normal, like, super gun centric. It's going to get more into those like range skills and a little bit of preparedness stuff.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking comms and communications processes and gear with a guy. So that is awesome. And comms are good because it's uncertain times. And do you want to keep you and your loved ones safe in these uncertain times? Are you looking for a full kit setup or just to upgrade what you have? Then you need to look at Predator Armor, quality American-made armor and accessories, not some cheap junk from across the Pacific. From lightweight, flexible backpack armor to full plate carriers with plates, IFAKs that are stocked and ready to go, dump pouches and ammo shingles to use. Predator Armor has it all, and that code is AR-15-10 for 10% off.
Awesome.
Garth, do you have anything else that you want to add before we start to sign off for the night, man?
No, I think I'm excited. My brother's dog did not poop in my basement yet, but he's leaving the room right now, so kind of scared. No, beyond that, I don't. I have to send a shout out to Party on Kevin. So appreciate your email.
Yes, that was brilliant. And I don't really have anything else either. So well, Garth, I suppose it's time for you folks out there, you stay safe and stay armed. Do you want to support the show? Subscribe and interact on social media. AR-15 Podcast on Instagram and YouTube. AR-15 Podcast on Facebook. AR-15 Podcast 2.0 at gmail.com if you just want to drop us a line. Find us online at firearmsradio.net. Click through our sponsors and support the people who support our show. Primary Arms, VZ Grips, Predator Armor, TacPack, and Patriot Patch Company.